Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our buddy Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance.
As you gather with family in this upcoming holiday season, you need to ask yourself if you have done everything you can do to protect them if something were to happen to you. If you don't know where to turn, that's where we can help. Give friend of the program Matt Krieg a call today. Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance is a knowledgeable provider of life and health insurance. The last thing that should be on your mind this holiday season is either one of these insurance issues. Take the guesswork, stress, and headache out of it all and call Matt today.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman! Yeah, yeah! The Wandering Dutchman! Yeah, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. Today's episode is brought to you by Krieg Insurance. We are here in the lounge on a little Thursday night.
What are you looking at?
2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. I am joined here, of course, by the fellas. Dave's running hot, but he's still got a sweatshirt on. But look at them rose-colored glasses. Don't ever call it a comeback because they never left. We just couldn't find them in the shop.
Hell yeah.
Is that true? You couldn't find them in the shop?
Well, we've been moving a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, they're back.
They're back.
The rose-colored glasses are back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, big fella? What you got going on? What you been up to?
Oh, not much. Just working.
Oh, I'm tired, boss.
Yeah, just working. Yep, that's it.
You don't want to talk about celebrating the anniversary with your wife?
Yeah.
With our friends up at Butcher and Barrel?
Yeah, we can do that.
How many years of marital bliss?
14.
My gosh. By the way, when you guys share out, or whether it's your lovely bride that shares out your wedding photo, and I see your baby-ass face, it's hilarious.
With no mustache?
Yeah,
It's wild, isn't it?
cracks me up. It's
Yeah.
like Justine robbed a cradle.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that last night a little bit because I had to come down a notch here, guys. I felt like I was towering over you. But we got to the end of our dinner and we came back down. We set up in the mezzanine. We came down and we were getting ready to leave, and we were talking to the general manager there by the door before we headed out. And I was like, "Oh man, we forgot to take a photo." And she's like, "What? Of who? Of what?" And I'm like, "Of us, dipshit. It's our fucking anniversary." And a nice Christmas tree right up there by the hostess station and stuff. So we were kind of looking around. The GM, she had to race off and do GM stuff, take a phone call, and there was a couple guys sitting at the bar, and the one dude I'd noticed that he had finished his meal and was getting kind of antsy, getting ready to get up. So I went over and she's like, "No, don't. And I'm like, "Hey, bud, you mind taking a couple photos of me and my wife here in front of the Christmas tree?" So yeah, he came over and snapped a few candid snapshots of us at the Christmas tree there.
You weren't
Anyway,
posing?
Huh?
You weren't posing?
Like
What you just said, get random photos of us as we walk across in front?
No, we were standing in front of the.
Well, that's not candid.
Yeah, candid. You used the wrong word.
Yeah, great. There you go.
Sorry.
Wasn't
I thought
privy.
there's
Wasn't privy to that information.
I thought there was a whole thing like you've just been collecting pictures. Like try to take a picture when we least expect it for our anniversary.
Haven't you ever heard
No.
of candid camera?
Yeah, I do. Anyway, we were walking. We got out in the car and we're talking about. She was looking at the photos and stuff like that, and she's like, "Oh, these are good, and this and that." And I said, "Yeah, it's great." And I look like a fucking lurch, and and she's like, "Speaking of pictures, I was looking at our engagement pictures the other day, and I cannot believe I let you wear flip flops." Because she said that your fucking nasty ass dogs are hanging out in our photos when we got engaged. But
That's wild.
yeah, it was a long time ago.
I don't know if Janelle and I don't know if we've ever looked at our looked at our engagement photo. Like, I don't know. Like, that stuff, it just, Janelle's not like a big walk down memory lane. Let's look at pictures thing. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely fine because I had hair, looked younger,
You did have hair.
no gray in my beard. I had a good mop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all gone. But yeah, it's picture season up at the resort. So with the
God,
Polar Express and everything else,
I bet.
I snap a lot of photos.
Either you guys got your trees up yet?
No.
We got our first couple trees up. We don't get our real tree until Thanksgiving Day. But I'm pretty excited.
First couple trees.
Well, the kids got their bedroom trees, and we got the front window tree. We got to find a tree for out here yet. We ain't got the one up out here yet.
Well, we'll just go rip one out of Brother Love's yard. He's got some pines.
I don't want a real one. I don't want a real sappy bastard.
Yeah, but it'd be hilarious because we went and cut it down at Brother Love's. He doesn't listen to the show, so he'd never know.
I think he does. Yeah.
I know. I'm just waiting for him to send a text. It's all set up.
What do you mean you go get your Christmas tree on Thanksgiving Day?
From Shirley Tree Farm up yonder.
Up in
You
Cusco.
you go there on Thanksgiving Day. Huh?
That's the first day they open. You go up there, you take the family, you grab the saw, you cut down the tree.
Real Clark Griswold moment.
You take your own saw?
No, they got them there.
Never done that.
He rips that Husqvarna wide open and lets her eat.
It ain't no husky. It's an echo. Guarantee you that.
Still.
It's a what?
I got a steal.
A still.
Still. That's very candid of you, Dave.
So
You
it's his
slop beard down the
beard
side.
jumping down my neck.
So anniversary. Well,
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good dinner. Had prime rib. The wife had Justine. She had a ribeye and didn't have no room for desserts, which was kind of a bummer because their desserts are pretty damn good.
you didn't get any to go?
No. Got home 8:45, 8:45, in bed 9:15, and
Lights out.
yeah.
Well, you're old married couple now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all it is. So you got 14. What do you got?
17 and on New Year's Eve.
I forgot that you got buried on New Year's Eve because of the tax purposes.
Judge Akers up there in Clay County.
Is Judge Akers still alive?
I don't know.
Can we get him to call in on the show?
Maybe.
Oh my fucking God.
What's the problem here?
Oh my God.
Oh, brother
sloppy
Dave. Jenna Michelle just did you dirty.
Folks at home, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Powder, but if that young man on that movie Powder had hair, you'd be able to see this. You can see this right here.
Yeah, awful pasty.
Speaking of baby face,
Hey,
my
you know they have sunlight, Dave.
God.
Well, you know, I'll
Look at that stone cold fox sitting next to you,
Look
though.
at Jenna Michelle there.
Jeez, got that bob cut.
Got the highlights?
Yeah, baby. Look at little Wyatt. Golly, you
Just-
got the trophy to go with it. I tell you what, boys, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. I might make this my profile picture. Wow, this is awesome.
yeah,
Look
well,
at you, David Allen.
yeah. I get it.
That's wild. Thank you to the Peanut Gallery for making me and Casey's day. This
Oh.
is great.
Dave, I just tell you what.
That's
just
wild.
I've never seen you in that light.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was a light there.
A lot of it, apparently. Good grief.
Well, sun
I think
shines
maybe
up
the
there
white
on,
shirt was a bad idea.
Sun's always shining up there in West Lafayette there.
Well, that is true.
Oh,
That is
shit.
true. Big fella, anything else you want to update the
No,
world
man,
on?
just getting ready for deer season. You know, just
Yeah, as we record this is November 12th.
yeah,
13th.
13th today.
Today is the 13th. So it is one of those
Couple in the
things.
freezer.
Yeah. So, Brother Dave, what about you?
Been working. Been running. I feel like I've just been running all week. Like I ain't done shit, but I feel like I've not slowed down. You ever have those weeks where you feel like you ain't got nothing done, but you ain't stopped?
All the
Oh
time.
yeah.
Now I have got some reading done this week. I've polished out a few hundred pages out of my book, so it's about done.
You know, today there's a younger guy that I work with is a big time reader. Like And he's got this very innate skill where like he could sit in the break room amongst all eight or so of us in there eating lunch, taking break or whatever we're doing. And he's able to just, he'll take his water bottle and he just leans his phone up against the water bottle like this and just kind of sits here. And every now and then you'll see him flip it up. And like there's whole ass conversations going on, people talking across him and all this shit. And he said, "Yeah, I'm trying to set a record this year for the amount of books that I've read." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I'm on like number 19 so far for the year, or 20 or some shit."
Yes.
He said I'm on track to read like 27 or 30 books. And I said, "Well, how big are these fucking books that you're reading?" And he said, "Well, the one that I just finished yesterday was 650 pages."
What the hell's he reading?
He's into the same shit Dave's into, like the wizards and the
Vampires.
So
No,
the
just-
series I'm reading now, they're
Is there-
about 700 pages long, but there's 10 books out.
So he said
Another one.
the one that he's reading now is a series of like 13 books.
I'm reading this series called Dark Blade Assassin.
Yeah. So that's kind of
He's,
in
uh,
that
You know
same-
that picture we just seen?
Yeah, no,
Explains
it-
100%.
for sure. Like
Yeah.
it's shocking that
yeah.
you don't live in some guardian's basement
Yeah.
and have like a fucking
Peanut butter fort.
a peanut butter fort
Yeah.
or like a badass bearded dragon and a whole sword collection.
And you scream up at mom to bring you
The
your
meatloaf.
dinner. Yeah.
Because this guy used to have scorpions, snakes,
I don't like
a
scorpions.
sword collection, and all that. But he's a great dude. I mean,
I've got
one of
some
my
butterfly
one of my great
knives,
guys,
no sword.
good friend.
Sounds like a weirdo.
Yeah,
Nerd.
I call him a nerd all the time because he plays those
But here's the question: does he-
RPG games
Mhm.
on his phone.
like Zelda?
Yeah, I guess like those. What's it called? Role play
Role-playing
games. Yeah. Elder Scrolls. He's real into that.
What the hell's that?
No idea.
I got into that on the Xbox there for a while. It's just you just walk around, you're a wizardy type feller, and
Yeah.
Who has time for this shit?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand
He
how
got
a
no
guy-
kids.
Yeah,
Sure
he, no,
can't
he,
have
no,
kids.
he does. He's got 3 kids. But I guess it's just in the evening time he just reads
Oh.
all the
last
time.
night at basketball practice for Wild Bill, they had all the kids out there at the
Mhm.
Memorial Gym. So that was an hour long. I read probably 4 chapters or 5 chapters out there.
I seen you. I seen a photo of you.
You got a stalker, Dave.
I seen you a photo of you.
You ever had a stalker? Like a real life one?
well,
He's
here's
sitting right over there.
here's actually a real story. So I represented an individual.
I love it when the story starts with that.
Might have been a pretty serious crime that involved somebody, and I was representing the individual that did said thing, and I didn't find it out till after the case was over. But you don't have to say alleged because there was
Proven
judgment,
later.
conviction entered. So the victim's daughter had a real interest in some of my comings and goings to the extent of
Your comings
to the extent of
and goings.
sitting outside of my office type stuff. And I didn't know it at the time because I lost my shit when this individual in this county that represented the state of Indiana told me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's something you tell somebody. Like, you have no attorney-client privilege with them. Like, you don't give me a heads up that this lady thinks I'm like Satan's spawn because I'm representing an individual, and then you tell me now.
Yeah.
Like, that was, but you know, like that was the extent of it, and like nothing ever happened, you know, thank God. But that's probably the closest.
I was in the dorm my freshman year and hanging out with just like the dorm guys.
I don't feel like I can hear Dave very well.
I can't feel like I can hear.
I don't
them
know
either.
how you guys, because I've bumped them up.
Okay, that's fine. If you
Pick him
believe you,
up.
I believe you.
Well,
Get him hot.
But those are headphones. Oh yeah, you knew that. Anyway, so I was hanging out with
So
the
now
dorm
I can't
guys.
hear anything.
Yeah, that made it worse.
Turn those up.
Yeah.
wrong way there.
There.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There. Okay. Oh, now I
Yeah,
can hear me.
now hear yourselves,
Jesus
assholes.
Christ.
Jesus. Yeah, maybe turn me down just a scoop.
Oh my gosh.
On the headphones. We're hot on
Yeah.
the mics because
Host of the show.
his bar is peaking.
So I'm out
I
there.
bet it is.
And I'm hanging out in the lobby. We'd watch Family Guy and whatnot in the lobby, you know. And this gal was with one of the fellas, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's Cowboy." And then she's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. She's like, my roommate. She stalks you. And I'm like, what? And she had this gal, sweet gal, huge fucking mole. Big problem. But
Mole.
she came to the dorm one night, and I thought she was bullshitting, but she brought this collage because her roommate was out of town. And
She had like a David shrine.
Oh no!
and they were candid pictures, just me walking across campus, like, doing all that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And she was like, I told you she stalks you. And I'm like, Christ, you got to tell somebody other than me.
Oh,
Creepy.
Jenna Michelle's over
Flattering.
there is like, I'm gonna hunt this bitch
who is this
down.
bitch?
Oh. No, that's it's I mean, those people like celebrities, I could not imagine
Mhm.
like what they deal with when
Oh.
it comes to the stalker situation, because people are absolutely crazy. And you should wake up like, yeah, you want to expect and hope the best out of people, but your predetermined, your preset mindset when you wake up in the morning should be everybody is freaking nuts.
Mhm.
And I think you just find out life's a little bit better that way.
I'd agree.
Yeah. So a real stalker.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the collage board is still around.
I would hope.
I mean, because back in the day, you would have had to either print those pictures. You're going to CVS
They were,
and printing
they
them.
were like 3x5 glossies. They were like taking it.
They weren't even like cut out. Like they were actual like.
Mixture of both.
Did any of them have like a funny smell?
I like
were
that
they,
one over there.
Were they like damp?
Those were all
Did they-
consensual photographs.
Were they all damp, kind of stuck together?
Oh
weird.
my.
Yuck.
Yeah, that is disgusting. Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, bub?
Not a whole lot. We've Papa Frank and I, we've really been changing the oil. This was one of those weird times when all three vehicles of the 1025 fleet needed oil change at the same time. So I was pretty busy Sunday doing that, setting up a few blinds with my younger brother to get ready for the season. We sighted in, we took some shots on yesterday, went down the hill, and a little confidence there that we're going to have some success. But
Hey, Justine, is there one more in the frizzer?
looking forward to getting out in the tree stand. Actually, this is my promise, is to actually try and shoot a deer this year. So napping may be limited,
It made the episode
but
because you made this promise last week that you're going to kill a deer this year,
oh, I did, didn't I?
and you could hear Justine say, "With your car."
And then the look on your face.
Because she's probably pretty close to being right. But no, we're busy with just the kids are busy, and
Yeah.
all the
Busy
activities.
time of
And
year.
the tough thing is I appreciate the Little Lady Raiders program, because as the father of a daughter, that possibly has been neglected in the past. The boys side has always had
Oh,
a
yeah.
strong contingency. But Reed and that crew that helps do that, it's
Mhm.
wonderful. I just hate that it's 8 a.m. on Saturday.
That's tough.
That one is a little bit of a barn burner. But that eats up a lot of time. We got to going to an NBA game this Saturday. Gonna go up and watch the Pacers. Zoe's dancing before the Pacers game, and so that
That's really cool.
yeah, it is. But we're gonna be there for about halftime, and then it's gonna be time to go, because I think they're like 1-10. But we're gonna go support the Sirs. And
Are you coming back?
Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, it was. Never mind. I'm talking about last weekend. I forgot how busy last weekend was.
Last weekend was just a crapshoot. Felt like I was all
We
over
had the
God's
Holland
green earth.
Fest, and then I drove Wyatt to work at the Fall
Oh,
Fest.
yeah, yeah.
Is that what we call it?
Yes, the Holland Fall Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a wild time.
Yeah, it is. But no, we're just busy with all that stuff. Really looking forward to Thanksgiving coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to cooking a ham or something out here.
So what we did, shout out to our friends at Merkley's.
Turkey rolls.
Yep. I got 2 of them that'll go on the smoker Thanksgiving morning. Because Dad was like, I'm done. Like, you stand out there and fry these birds at 45 minutes to an hour a piece. Like, we're not going to do it. Not going to do it. So
Not when those sumbitches come out as juicy and good as they did.
that's what Dad was like.
Fuck
If
me.
you can recreate that, because he got a leftover slice when we did it.
Mm.
He goes, if you can recreate that, like, it'll be great. And I was like, Dad, all I did was throw it on the smoker.
I think between me, my dad, and my brother, I think we did 3 of them. just intermittently through football season last year. Like,
Yeah.
they were fucking. Oh.
Now Saturday. Well,
Saturday.
I
Saturday.
had a pretty late night Friday.
Saturday.
Ended up with a late night Friday. Then I had to take Wyatt to work for friends at Merkley Meets Saturday.
Oh, by the way, that's when I was in, and Bradley goes, got one of your baseball boys back there working. I said, oh, who is it? He said, Young Smoke. And I was like, oh, Wyatt's back there? He's like, yeah, he's back there working. So
He's going back again this weekend. Going to help out down there.
it won't be long. He'll be upper management, I think.
So I had to drive him over there. He didn't know where it was, and his truck was out of gas. So I offered to drive him. So I woke up at freaking 6 Saturday.
Whew.
And then about 8, so I went back to sleep. All right. Because like I got time until we had basketball at like 9:30, 10, something like that.
Mhm.
And then I realized at 8:15, thanks to you guys reminding me that our friend Logan Clark was going to be here to hang out.
Oh. And you had to find him.
Yeah, so I was a mad dash. I
Where were
found
they
him-
at?
So I found him in 5 minutes. I just didn't know I found him. So then I was in the attic. I went through the garage. I went through the lean-to. I got in that damn trailer. Couldn't figure out where the hell I put him. And the first box I pulled out had Christmas lights in it, but like the small ones for the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I just thought we had a shit pot of them. And the first thing Weston said was like, Dad, is this them? I'm like, no, they're white. They're big bulbs. He's like, oh, okay. I went back down and there's like one strand of green ones, and then there's all the damn lights by Logan lights. I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Hey,
But they look good out there.
They look great. Our buddy Logan Clark with Lights by Logan
He said he
did
wants to come out for recording in December. Sometime.
Yeah, man.
awesome.
Mark.
Did a phenomenal job. Well, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. We got a couple to give a shout out to. First off, our Hoosier, that is really almost part-time Iowan out there working for Boeing. Our buddy Josh Luker's out there. Had a little bag of Celebration Ice out there in Iowa. And then I saw where Celebration Ice has expanded over there to Mays Stores, one little town in there in Illinois. So I was really excited for that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
our buddy Mark seen Celebration Ice grow. We can only assume that it's because of the Wondering Dutchmen.
Yeah,
So
I can't imagine how
you know it is. But we got to talk to Josh, see if he get here
Yeah.
Christmas Eve,
Thanksgiving.
Eve to hang out. If he can
come
leave Iowa, because I'm sure Iowa weather is great this time of year.
Yeah, I
So
bet they Thanksgiving.
So my cousin Ori is in Minnesota, and
Minnesota.
he said that
Don't you know?
it's cold.
he should have stayed in Dothan where it doesn't do this.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody loves
Yeah.
nuts.
Yep. But anyways, that was a good lead in because guess what? Lights by Logan's bringing you this first half of the show.
Okay. The countdown to Christmas is getting real, and so are folks getting their Christmas decorations up. Listen, you're busy with everything going on in life. Don't be that Grinch that doesn't decorate. Lucky for you, we've got a guy. Lights by Logan is the go-to provider of outdoor Christmas lights and decorations in DuBois County and the surrounding area. Check out Logan today on Facebook or give him a call. He's booking up fast. Don't be a Grinch at Christmas. Be a Clark Griswold.
All right, big fella, what you got?
Well, so you had mentioned there a little bit about doing the sighting in of the guns and all that stuff, and you know, prepping for deer season. And
Caitlin broke that chair. I don't know if she actually did,
but just prepping for deer season, and you know, seeing you and your brother spending time together doing something that's, you know, not necessarily like in your wheelhouse.
not in my wheelhouse.
And
at all.
I'm not picking on you at all, but my topic just simply is the old saying is you give a man a fish and he can eat for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. And it's something that I really got enjoyment for you coming down the other evening and and getting Bernie's rifle out and getting it up on the vise and you know, kind of just running through that rifle with you and, you know, getting you kind of confident and getting, you know, to show you how the gun worked and getting that thing tuned in and everything, you know, which we didn't really adjust the scope at all. You know what I mean? To where, you know, you should, without any issue, be able to, if you put a good shot on one, you should be able to harvest a deer, you know, pretty easily. And I think that's cool because, and it goes, it's, I guess the point that I'm driving is that you don't have to, you can teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully, with you or anybody else that's not as confident in the outdoors or, doesn't know about things or like your own kids and stuff like that. I think it's life lessons that you can teach these people how to do things that they can use in the future. And I don't know. I think I like it. It gives me a little sense of satisfaction. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to come off arrogant or, you know what I'm trying to get at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's really neat. Like, so for example, so you brought your rifle down, went through it with you, got everything squared away, showed you how to load it. So it showed you how to drop the magazine, how it worked, got you on target, couple nice, easy shots, told you about the trigger pull. You didn't, first couple shots, you were
a little heavy.
You were jerking real hard and shit. And I was like, you don't have to do that, man. Just ease into it. You know what I mean? It's easier to stay on target and everything when you ease into your trigger pull and, just little things like that. Cause like, if you didn't, like, those are things that like my dad taught me and his dad taught him or his uncle taught him, and it's like, it's just cool to kind of pass those things down, like Wyatt out here shooting his bow in the yard, like just tack driving arrows one after another and seeing his obsession with shit like that. Well, that's obviously been triggered from something, you know what I mean? Whether it was you or one of his buddies or, whoever, but I just really like to see that kind of stuff. And
Kid's going to kill a deer someday once he
kill a deer.
Beer. Like, that'd be what he gets from me. Good.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that ability.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like, basically just watching you gain the confidence to run that rifle and put a shot on target and everything. It's just like in a matter of 10 minutes, it's like you have gained a skill now to where you could be able to do that. Like the more you do that, the more proficient and confident that you'll become with it.
Yeah.
And once you get that first deer on the ground and you feel that rush and you feel what it's like to harvest that animal, it's something that you're going to be able to take with you forever that you can then pass down to your boys.
Yeah.
And your daughter.
Yep.
Same with tonight, another neighbor came over and he had gotten a rifle from somebody and, it was a big long bolt gun and shit like that. And I didn't really know much about the cartridge itself, and it was a 25-06 is what it was. And I said,
25-06.
Mm-hmm. It's a 25 caliber bullet in a 30-06 shell. So it's really fucking fast and 25 caliber. So it's a little smaller than a 30 cal, but bigger than a 22, obviously. But it's just, they're fucking fast and they're a long range rifle and shit. Anyway, 2 shots and he was, a quarter-inch high at 100. And I said, man, I wouldn't fuck with it. I'd just leave it right there and I think you'll be fine. You know what I mean? It's like, and he wasn't as proficient like how the bolt worked and the safeties and, getting the scope and all that shit, just basically just giving him a refresher, you know what I mean, on all that stuff. And it's something that I don't know a whole lot about, but I know enough, to kind of muddle my way through. But it's just something that I really enjoy, helping you or helping people, whether like, Smokes boy, when we shot that doe that day, like him and, the Wibbler boy, which I know they've seen 6,000 deers skinned and gutted and all that stuff before, but Josh Shirley and his boy, like my kids, like they've all seen me skin and gut tons of deer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I've got to process the way I do it, which may be different than the way others do it, but it's just kind of neat to show people how to do stuff. And I think it's just like a teaching thing. Like I would never be a school teacher, but I think it would be neat to run like little seminars on kind of like outdoors type things.
Well, but I think like to your point, like so this rifle that I've got, it's a 308 Win on like an AR-10 platform,
Mm-hmm.
which I wasn't comfortable with because Corey's gun that I used last year was a bolt action, and I was more comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a 300 Blackout that sits on like an AR frame, AR-15 frame, and I've fired that before, but like this was the first time with it, so there was a little bit of uneasiness. But you know, Janelle's dad was a big hunter. Like he was filling tags for meat, like that was his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just fortunate that Janelle's mom was like, "Yeah, you can use it, you can borrow it." So, you know, I hope we do have success with it because that would be cool. And it was wild, Dave. We got done shooting, we fired 4, and we were down there looking for the brass. And it's probably not so much for Janelle because she's not into the sentimental stuff, but I will put that last box of cartridges that he had back in his gun safe just for those are his, you know, like just one of those things. But like, you know, Janelle, you know, neither one of them really took up the outdoor stuff because I think her dad did it to get away from everything. But like, I know Zoe's inquired and she's asked about it, and, you know, the boys someday, you know, will be there. And that's kind of why I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I see Corey is obviously more of the outdoorsman than I.
Yeah.
And for me, it was
I've hunted with Corey before, and like I've, you know, dove hunting and stuff like that over at Sibes Cabin back when we were younger and shit. It's like he obviously showed a lot more interest to it, but it's just the same with me and my brother. Like my brother was more of the jock and into the athletics.
I would never describe myself as a jock, but like,
but no, just sports
is more of my thing.
Sports and shit like that. You know what I mean? And hell, me and my buddies, when we were in high school, I was pulling a boat my 3rd day after I got my first truck when I was 16.
Something women like
about it.
Yeah, 17 years old, and I think 4 or 5 days after I got that damn truck, I had a boat behind it. You know what I mean? But that just
sits in you guys' front yard.
No, not that boat. That was a different one. But you know, it's just, you know, we just did things differently, and it's fun to people that want that when they show the interest to doing that, to be able to say, yeah, like hell, come on, I'll show you. Yeah, come on over. You know,
and then like it's kind of like our girl Allison Vogus, like, you know, that stuff that she does.
Yeah, with the girls.
If you don't pass on, and I think that's a great thing that Indiana does with the youth hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do want to believe that most of those animals that are taken during the youth hunts are actually taken by the youth and not dad sitting there allowing the youth to say he took it. But like, I think that's cool because it goes back to our talk about small towns, small communities, the traditions you pass on.
Yeah.
And when people fall out of love or don't want to do those things, like you lose those traditions, and it's very hard for them to come back. Because once you lose it, it is tough. But I think
what
it's good.
You know, real good friend of mine, you know, that lives down the road here. He's been a trophy whitetail hunter for years. He's excellent turkey hunter. He's killed all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? And he's got more big bucks on the wall than a lot of folks that I have ever met. You know, and it's like he made a comment the other day. He's like, I really don't ever really go hunting on my own anymore. I usually have my boy with me. And I get just the biggest kick out of, you know, watching him.
Their excitement for it.
I watch his experiences and his things, and it almost gives me that same rush watching him, you know, shoot and hunt and doing all this stuff. And I get that with my daughter. You know, like Evelyn is stoked about hunting. She's asked about it 100 times. You know, Maxwell, he'll go with me. You know what I mean? But he's kind of more in that sports vein and everything like that. Eleanor is just a little, like, she's not too young. Like, I could take her along and stuff like that.
She wants to kill a deer with her arms and a knife.
Yeah, like
because she's tough
choke it out or whatever.
Kinda like Dave
and the shark. Yeah, but it's just tough when you got 3 kids and you got to divide that time up. That's why we're gonna get the warden on the hook. She's gonna get her hunter safety course and get all that squared away to where next year,
you can do it.
We can divide and conquer.
Well, and it's amazing how these things and you know, like Papa Frank, he worked a lot, and you know, it wasn't his cup of tea, but like the things that he taught us was about the work ethic and doing things. And some people grow up, you know, like I never had to worry about, you know, going to kill a deer for deer jerky because everybody else had it. Or deer summer sausage. Like So and it's cool that these things, you know, pass down that way. But I can remember, you know, when Dad would take us fishing, we would go fishing a lot. You know, just a can of worm. We weren't bass fishing. We were throwing a little bobber out on the water, and we were catching bluegill.
Yeah.
And that's when we took the kids for the first time. Like, it's just like a full circle moment for him.
It's a mess.
And then, like, I'd look at my
It's a
dad and I'm
mess.
like, how in the fuck did you do this
It's
with
a
us?
mess.
And he's like, I never fished.
My dad. So when I bought that house that I live in now, it's got that little 2-acre lake, and I mean, yes, Justine and I were absolutely thrilled to get that property and to be able to live there. But I think my dad was probably more fired up about that fucking lake than anybody I ever met, because
He does come over and fish.
Oh God, he wears it out, man.
Yeah.
And he'll go down there and sit in the lawn chair, sit in the same spot every time, and just cast, and one after another. You know, Mom sits down there and fishes with him, but we'll come down there in the Ranger, and I'll have 45 fishing rods and 7 tackle boxes, and here comes all the kids with all their shit and stuff, and I'll get them all set up and get them started, and then I'll like walk to the other side of the lake. I'll start fishing over there. Well, then they all start walking over to Papaw, and before you know it, Dad's got like 7 rods and got shit hanging underneath his arm, and hold on a minute now, hold on, and, you know, doing this, and
But they love Papaws. Love that.
I
stuff.
just think to myself, like, how in the fuck did he teach me
and not drown
and
you.
not throw me out of the boat and tie a fucking cinder block to my foot? Because he's got more patience than anybody that
Yeah.
he used to not, but he's got a lot of patience now, you know, and we went over to Winholtz that day, you know what I mean? And there's like 40 people fishing, and obviously I've got a lot of shit in my tackle box and everything like that. And, you know, Justine was over there. All the kids are riding golf carts and fishing and this and that. And I'm trying to get William a rod and reel, and I'm trying to get Eleanor, and then Max fucking breaks one off. Dad, hey, you know, and it's like, I think we caught probably 50 fish that day, that afternoon, and I bet you that I had a rod in the water for 10 seconds because the whole time I was just tying shit on for kids.
It is, and we haven't. I mean, it's like anything else, and it's, you know, the coaching career is still going on, but it's towards its twilights for sure. But like, that's the tough thing about the spring. Like, you got grass to mow, you got all this other stuff to do.
You just got to make time.
You got to make time for it and do it, because they have a tradition up there on Janelle's side of the family. Their Christmas dinner was always fish that Bernie caught during the year, and this year they're not doing that because there was no fish. And then it just kind of hit me like, we should have been catching fish up there at the pond up there at their farm and doing that stuff, because you don't want to let that stuff die. And you know, Corey talks about it, and he's, you know, Scarlett's, she's not quite 3, I don't think, but, you know, she's interested in getting to it, and he's raising her to be a little hunter, and
that's cool.
That stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. Like I said,
is cool.
It is neat. And I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and, you know, like I told you a couple times, we can go sit in that ground blind together and pack us a little playmate and see what happens, you know. And
is there room for all 3 of us?
Yeah, there is. That thing's a huge motherfucker.
We could. This would be the perfect time to use the wireless mics, because it'll be quiet.
We can whisper,
and we just whisper into them. We'll just all put them on our hats up there. We'll have our own hunting show.
Yeah, we could.
And then we'll get somebody to bring a deer through, like on a leash and a chain. So you know, so you have those hunts. But I told Janelle, I said, for my 40th, I want to go elk hunting.
Holy shit balls.
And she's like, why? And I was like, I've always just had this infatuation with going into the mountains, being 200 yards away, and some guide having everything. No, I actually want to do like, kind of like your trip, where you get into it and do it, and it probably won't happen. We'll probably do whatever she wants to do because we share a birthday. And
yeah, but she'll be 40 way before you.
She already is. She already is. We had that surprise party.
Hell yeah, we did.
She's still. You mean we're going to the
Selvin store?
We're going to the Selvin. We're going to Selvin store for dinner tonight. I was like, yeah, they just reopened, and then we get fire station and she sees everybody standing outside and she's like, I was like, yeah, it's a surprise. She's like, I really thought we were going to sell. I was like, no, ain't going to freaking sell. Now, hey, Mayor Selvin over there.
Yeah, Bert with BAB Outdoors. Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo. There we go. Dave, you were pretty quiet this first part. You got anything you want to add?
I concur.
I concur.
Good one.
I figured maybe you would go into the government side of you keep providing certain benefits to individuals. They won't go out and do their own thing, but we're going to stay off that. We'll just
Yeah.
keep it a happy
I hadn't
topic.
even thought about that.
Yeah, I know. I thought maybe you'd go there. All right, fellas. I had this thought. I've been on a history kick lately. I don't know why I am on a history kick, probably because I do love history, but if there was something in history, and I'm talking about from all the way back to the start of man and everything to where we're at present day, no future stuff. But if there is something in history that you could take credit for, whether it be an invention in history or a moment in history, what would you want to take credit for?
Man. That's tough.
It's a hell of a wonder.
There is. There's so many.
What's yours?
So I had a couple. The first one that I thought would be pretty cool is if, like, yeah, hey, Casey Lindemann created fire, because fire is such a fundamental thing. And they're like, how do we get fire? And it's like, well, there was this
Big bald guy with a
Big
really beautiful beard.
yeah. And we saw him stand over with a couple sticks, and then like magic, there was this hot orange flame, and he just yelled, fire! And then that's how history remembers it. And that was kind of the silly thing I was thinking of. But then there's like, you could look at a lot of different things in history. Like, let's say, you had the potential to, you would have been the one to give the Gettysburg Address, or, FDR's speech after, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, like things that are like etched into your memory of things and quotes that are there. Like you could have been the guy that painted the Mona Lisa, or, created.
Who did that?
I don't think they actually.
They know who.
They do know who painted the
Yeah,
Mona Lisa.
who was that? History buff.
I'm not into art
Leonardo
history.
da Vinci.
Sure, it wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio.
No. He
painted French girls.
He was in
Wait, Mona
Titanic.
Lisa was a French girl.
Yeah, she was. But
Real homely looking bitch,
but
too.
like I was thinking that, like, who, like the round wheel, like, hey, this is
That was cavemen, wasn't it?
I don't know,
Ugh.
but your name would be tied to it forever.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking, and then
What about you talk about like inventions and wild history. Like, what about like more like monumental stuff, like modern medicine. Like that's
the guy
that was the thing that
Fleming, who discovered penicillin. Like that would be a cool thing.
Like shit like that. That's what kind of jumped into my mind. The
the guy that discovered
X-ray, like the people that did X-rays,
drugs for malaria. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
mosquitoes are one of the top killers, like, ever. And this guy that figured out how to treat malaria, like, good on him. He saved countless lives.
Yeah, like I don't know, like man, the automobile, the internet, telephones, electricity.
Now that Elon's worth $1 trillion, I think that I would figure out how to say that I invented all that stuff.
So you could have $1 trillion.
I don't need I don't need my name in the history books. I'd rather have my name in
Paycheck.
the checkbook. Yeah, man, this slab is cold again. I got my bare footsies on it. It's
Jack your chair up there. So I don't know. That's kind of where I was, because this, like,
I would do it for personal gain, not for personal glory. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be, I don't need to be like Hercules or Zeus or, the guy that, Christopher Columbus, or George Washington, and end up naming
Christopher Columbus, didn't he? Wasn't he the pilot of the Mayflower?
he did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly him.
boat pilot
Back in like
back the day.
1692,
Boat pilot.
he was boat pilot. But I don't know. Like, it's just, I mean, because I think it kind of spurred from while you're in there. I think it kind of spurred from a couple of topics that we've had recently where like history's been part of it. But I don't know. I just thought you're all right.
Well, when I scooched myself down, my fatness pushed the chair down, and when I got myself up, it pinched my hand between the pool table and the.
The Wondering Dutchman does not have workers' compensation, so.
I know it. I know.
But considering that
Hey,
we're all
you
owners,
guys
we don't have
continue
to.
this thought. I'll be right back.
But like, think about some of the bad things in history. Like, could you imagine if you were Pontius Pilate, like-
that'd be a bad. Or Hitler.
Hitler? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, he's a real d-bag.
Who's the other guy? Genghis Khan. He's kind of ruthless.
Yeah.
But it was just,
Or the first guy with AIDS.
yeah, that would be a tough one.
I don't think they got a name for him.
Patient Zero,
Mhm.
because that's where it all starts. Or like your Typhoid Mary, where like now we kind of look back and laugh about it. Well, we don't laugh about it necessarily, but like Typhoid Mary that spread all that. But at the time, typhoid was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like that
I
kind
got
of
a guy
stuff.
at work. Anytime you're sick, he's like, "Well, get away from me, Typhoid Mary."
But I think the whole thing about Typhoid Mary was she was asymptomatic. So like if you're displaying signs of sickness, you're not actually Typhoid Mary.
That's the difference in a history buff and somebody that just knows the name.
You might want to throw that at him next time.
Mm.
Like, hey, no, asshole, because I'm actually coughing. I'm not asymptomatic like Typhoid Mary was.
I'll buy that.
I mean, unless this guy's like important. I don't know if that's.
I hope that I end up at the end of my days living a life that somebody would think, "Man, I wish I was that guy."
Well,
I'm just
probably
going to aim for that. I'm just going to aim
Smoker's
to have
Lounge.
my own.
someday the new owners will continue to call this Smoker's Lounge.
I ought to get one of those brands and brand it into the wood so it can't be painted over or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just kind of like random spots on each wall.
All right, so I was peeing. It was emergency. My eyes were floating
Okay.
pretty bad. And as I was standing there urinating, I had an epiphany.
Okay.
What about the guy that created the telescope?
Well, that'd be a good one.
Because, you know, like the telescope, so I was looking at the stars.
Or for the guys that use them as peeping toms.
I don't know about that. I was talking about the fucking stars, not
Oh,
not the
okay.
neighbor's tits. You know, but
40% of men say that it makes their day instantly better.
Yeah.
titties.
What makes them happy.
What about, okay, here's another one. What about the dude? So this is a big time, super prolific. What about the people or the persons that came up with plastic?
You could probably gamble not everybody's a fan.
Probably more so now since microplastics and RFK, you know, and
I
all
think
that.
microplastics have always been around. I mean, because plastics are just made of petroleum products, so as long as there's petroleum around, I'm sure there's some level of plastics.
What about when it comes to like things that like
I
flop?
bet the guy that made pads or tampons,
Yeah.
I bet that dude's a silent fortune holder.
Was tampoons invented by a man?
Probably. It sounds like something.
Oh, we
Sounds
got
like something a dude would make.
I don't know how to say this guy's name, but Leo Baekeland, Bakeland,
Where's he from?
Beekland.
Beekland, invented the first fully synthetic plastic
Go on, you're hitting the cables.
Bakelite in 1907, but the first man-made plastic was made by Alexander Parks in 1855.
By the look on Justine's face, it was a dude. I know it was a dude.
Earl.
Oh boy.
Because Earl had died.
That's what it is.
I
think-
bet that guy's got a fortune, though, or his family.
Mm-hmm.
The old,
Yeah, but some of those, like some of the weird thing about
Kotex.
these early inventions, like the history of it
Yeah.
has been like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
It's not
the money's
prolific.
not there.
Like, I had to
Well,
just Google
no,
who.
I bet tampons didn't come out until the.
Can you
60s,
call them
50s,
tampons?
60s.
Can you say tampons instead of tampons?
When did tampons? Really? That's a lot earlier than I would have.
So you
thought.
mean pre-29, everybody was just free bleeding?
They used rags? That's why they call it on the rag. They just. with the extra cloth to.
Is that why they call the old ragtime gal?
I don't think
She's my old ragtime gal.
No, I think it. 1880 was the first pad. So before that, yeah, they just.
I really think that's why they would say that you're on the rag. I think they just used extra cloth and.
Well, and think about this: like when you go back into, like the deep
But that
history
was like
of.
medieval time, like back in.
Well, you go back into medieval times. You had, like when,
I'm serious, I think it.
like when girls would have their,
Rag? No, you looked at.
when the girls would have like their first period, like that's the sign of womanhood. Next thing you know, they're getting married, having babies.
Yeah, the rag on the rag comes from the 19th and early 20th centuries
Okay, later than I.
when women used strips of cloth or rags to absorb menstrual blood. Yucky.
That's probably slightly offensive to some of our, none of our listeners.
What, me and saying yucky to menstrual blood? The bears could smell the menstruation. Yeah, have you ever seen that shit? Looks like fucking grape jelly.
We're not qualified to go into that. 100% not qualified. Your wife over there.
I was trying to paint Picasso a picture over
Yeah,
there
you
so
painted
I
one
get
for
him
him.
gagging.
What about
Boogers?
no, like because like they said air conditioning was
Toilet
actually
paper.
invented by an African American, but then was stolen away.
Oh,
Like think about how many of those
Really?
things. Yeah. Yeah.
not in a derogatory questioning, really,
But like surprised that that's the case. Or how many people took credit for something they didn't invent.
Intermittent windshield wipers were made by a guy in Wayne County, Indiana, as well as a cellophane cigarette wrapper.
Really?
Not the same guy, but both of them were in
Oh.
that neck of the woods. Might have been the same guy.
get out of here.
They credit Mr. Carrier there that you're looking at, but I don't think
What do you make? Toilet paper?
he's air conditioner.
Air conditioner guy.
Haven't you ever heard of Carrier air conditioner?
Oh yeah.
Huh? He's white.
Why does it? Why does it driven snow?
Yeah,
Paper,
but I don't.
paper plate and a grain of rice in a snowstorm.
But I don't know.
Kind of like my engagement picture.
Yeah, that was pretty ghastly.
Wow.
Ghostly.
I don't know why my lips were so colorful. She must have done something with that one.
She must have done something.
She probably AI'd.
Deep fake.
I AI'd it.
I don't know, fellas. That's what I was wondering about.
It's a good one, dude,
it's-
because there's so many like
Henry Ford,
prolific inventions.
Whoever made the Zen,
some Swedish guy.
big fan.
Where do
What
you
if we
think they
could
came
reach
up
out
with
to-
the name Zen?
Probably because it's a Zen feeling of, like
So then you wouldn't think he was
Swedish.
Swedish.
I wouldn't have. Put it in your mouth.
If that dude had hair, that was fucking Dave.
Oh my God. It's a Voldemort picture from Harry Potter. That's tough.
Powder.
That is tough. But hey, wonders if you're thinking about what invention you would want to claim history. Oh, Jesus. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. Brought to you by Rugged Foot.
The holiday shopping season is upon us. Many people talk about shopping local and supporting local businesses. Well, here is a good one for you. The Rugged Foot on historic 4th Street in Huntingburg is the right place for men's and women's safety, hiking, and hunting footwear and accessories. Mike with the Rugged Foot carries brands like Red Wing, Irish Setter, Works, Danner, Lacrosse, and Dry Shod. Not only are there boots and shoes, but also smart wool socks and Pete boot dryers. Support local, shop local, and visit the Rugged Foot today. And we're back. Big thanks to Mike up at the Rugged Foot.
We are back. Big thank you to Mike up there at the Rugged Foot. Brother Dave, what's on your mind?
Changing gears. So, I was thinking.
Strap in for this one, folks, because this is a good one here.
Okay. So, you know how some folks
Are you just now reading this?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Some folks, what people do behind closed doors is their own business. And
Yeah, no shame here. We listen, we don't judge. Isn't that what they say?
Judge-free podcast.
But some folks
To a certain
will,
extent.
I think they got a title for this sort of thing, but they will, some folks, when they're behind closed doors in their personal bedroom activities, will use like a ball gag.
Yeah, like BDSM type stuff.
That's the one I was thinking of. So I got thinking, you reckon if deaf people are wanting to get kinky, they just wear mittens? Like you can tell they're trying to talk, they don't know what the fuck they're saying.
They can't sign it. They don't try.
Because I don't know what else the ball gag does.
Because if you got, they can still make audible noises.
Yeah, but they can't.
As a hearing impaired human being, they can still utter noises.
But what's the point of the ball gag? Is so you can't.
I think it's more of a.
It's more of like a visual thing.
Yes, it's 100% a visual and like a domineering kind of.
Toy.
Yeah, like shut your fucking mouth, you little slave type thing, you know?
So you'd put mittens on her.
Or him. It could go either way. We're proof. Yeah. Hey, Dave, great topic.
So, really,
Don't know-
Can you imagine like going because what made me think of it like
Yeah, really. Let's
if
get
you're
to
in
the origin
somebody's
story.
house
Yeah, let's
and
get down to
you're-
the bottom
You're
of
going
this.
through the junk drawer in the kitchen or whatever, like, oh yeah, there should be a pair of scissors over there. Just open the drawer on the top left, and you're going through and you find somebody's like ball gag, and they'd be like, oh, that's weird. Like,
Well, who would put that in the junk drawer?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's just think. I'm just saying. Okay, it's not the junk drawer. Hey,
Most people
go in
keep.
the bathroom and find a Band-Aid.
Okay.
Or
that's-
the bedstand and find the Neosporin. I don't know. Just insert thing here. That
Bed stand?
whatever.
Nightstand.
Nightstand.
But
You
But
you
then I
really
was
say
like-
bed stand?
I don't know what I say, Mace. That's what I said this time. But then I thought, how weird would that be if mittens
All right,
were
go in
like,
your mom's room. It's the 14th drawer from the left, not the 15th. It's the one right down on the bottom. That's where you'll find it. And then they come out with a big fucking floppy ass. This? No, that's your mom's ball gag.
I was like, oh man, maybe mittens are
I-
kind of like, oh,
I laughed my
Must be
ass
a
off.
freak.
I laughed really hard when I read this at first because I thought he's serious. Like this is
He's
legitimately what he
been
wants
wondering
to talk
about. I don't know, Dave. I think we would have to bring somebody on that would maybe be
Yeah,
a
that'd
part
be
of that
great to
community.
bring a deaf person onto a podcast.
Well, we would bring somebody that could read the sign language to get that part done.
not if they were wearing mittens.
or some sort of hand covering.
Sir, are you trying to land an airplane in Smoker's Lounge?
Yeah, that's wild.
6'7".
What you got to put your hands up. What would I feel like my headphones are so loud that they're distorting. Could you turn 2 down just a skosh? Yeah, that's great. Thanks. But I would feel
I don't think it happens.
I'm not into BDSM.
Oh, your wife beat you for
and
sure.
and I know that deaf people are into intercourse and playing and doing whatever they whatever. I mean, deaf people fuck like we do. I mean, just because they can't hear don't mean they don't fuck like we do. Like
Right.
that's a fact. But whether or not they wear mittens or instead of a ball gag, I think is an asinine thought. Because the ball gag, I don't believe it's not so much as like you not being able to say things because they still make the noise, like when
And with
they're
mittens, you could still get like they're trying to speak.
but I don't know that.
yeah,
like,
but when you're
But it'd be
wearing,
muffled.
I feel like I've never seen it before, but like if I had to envision,
you know
like
that
some of
our
this-
buddy Josh Luker is going to 100%
yeah, this would be great.
put a ball gag.
Yeah, in
on-
all of our mouths. But like,
probably just you for
yeah,
sure.
but what I'm saying is like I don't think people like try to speak when they're wearing a ball gag.
Wouldn't do them any good.
No, because they can't.
I've never had a ball gag in my mouth, but I don't know that it's like completely there where you
Bullshit.
can't not talk.
What if fucking Jenna's like not Jenna, but Janelle's like this closet sadomasochist. And like he's
think it's
probably
masochist.
and he's probably got this whole ass like
Ball gag.
riding crop and like fucking latex suit in case he's got like little straws for air holes and a zipper for his penis flap and a zipper for his beard,
100% can confirm
that's
not.
a wild deal to think about too, because I don't
Like that your neighbor just down the road has this going on. I think people would be surprised.
like they got this whole ass fuck dungeon with nothing but like
He calls for me mother.
I bet somebody would be surprised. Oh golly. I bet you would be surprised in our little community.
Blow your mind.
That people of what their other extracurricular activities are.
Blow your
when
mind.
It comes to that kind of stuff.
So the gag isn't to keep from talking.
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe.
I thought that was the whole point of a gag.
It's all a visual thing. Oh, good. Jenna Michelle's back for this topic. Let's take it from the top.
I have another one, babe. I thought she was going in. Oh, were we really taking it from the top? I think I told
No,
her
I
what it
was joking.
Oh,
It was a joke, Dave. Are you really Googling this? We all wait.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. People use ball gags for consensual sexual activities that involve BDSM, as they can be a source of pleasure for both the submissive and the dominant partners. For the wearer, the gag can enhance pleasure by preventing speech,
mittens,
increasing feelings of vulnerability, and
Mittens.
causing a buildup sensation, while for the dominant, it can be stimulating to control and or have power over their partner. So I guess maybe if you're in this whole BDSM world, and let's just say that you've set parameters and I guess you would say, for lack of better words, you've got a safe word.
Not with a ball gag.
Yeah,
or
and
mittens.
if you've got that ball gag in, you can't say Oklahoma. Because that's, you remember the Jackass movie whenever they put
Did you ever hear that thing about
they put Preston in there with literally a dominatrix. Like they put Preston in there with a
Armageddon? You ever hear that about
No.
the guy with the felching and he got the
Felch.
gerbil stuck up
God
his
damn
ass?
it. No, but the whole Oklahoma was Preston's safe word. And he was, Oklahoma! He's screaming at one. Oh, that was hilarious.
I think so. The gag is absolutely so you can't talk. Hence mittens. I think.
Yeah, but I don't. I
maybe
bet
there's
you
a whole market.
there's probably a
Go
whole.
ahead and Google it. Googler. Do deaf people wear mittens instead of having a ball gag?
Hearing impaired, BDSM accessories. What would you call that? Is that a
I would call this probably a nothing burger because they don't
nothing?
do mittens. Mittens.
I mean, they're probably like leather or Playtex or whatever you call it. Latex.
Playtex. Wow.
Back to the tampoon conversation.
Jenna, what is it you're looking for?
A mouse? There's a mouse in the stovepipe.
You think there's really a mouse in here? Hmm. Are you sure it's not Dre outside the door?
No, Dre is 100% laying in a leaf pile up against this door. He was.
Yeah.
We have to cut out some awkward silence here, but I think we're going to find out that. I bet that's the thing.
There was so when I was in college, there was a hearing impaired girl that would party at the house, and we would actually have conversations on the door with a Sharpie, and that's how we communicated. Because there'd be loud music and everything else. Because she could read lips, but I was usually
when I was
not
in college. My friends got a house and they had a roommate that I'd never met before, and I was there a few days early because I really liked college. And I picked up a wheelchair at a Goodwill, and for the first 9 days or so, I would wheel myself around their house, and she would leave for class before I did, because I'd stay there, and I'd wheel myself into the bathroom. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you need help?" I'm like, "No, I got it." And then I'd fall out of the chair, and she's like, "You want help?" I was like, "I got it." And then like a week and a half or 2 weeks in, it was like a Saturday that she happened to stay at school and not leave, and I'm wheeling around all over the place. I'm like, "Well, I think I'm going to go back to my dorm." She's like, "You need a ride?" And I just stood up, and I was like, "No, I'll walk." And she was so fucking blown away, but for like a week and a half.
You should have told her it was a miracle. Oh No, they work. It's a miracle.
It was awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
right. Big Nothing Burger.
You know, deaf people do not use ball gags as a form of general communication. Ball gags are a restraint device designed to prevent or muffle speech, often used in BDSM play or as a form of silence and subjugation, and are not related to the typical communication methods for the deaf community.
Mittens.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It can't be the dumbest because we've had some pretty good laughs with it.
You're gonna find out there's a whole group of people out there that see your mittens in the closet and get like, oh, must be freaks. Who would give a child mittens?
What are you still Googling? You just said it was the dumbest idea ever. Like we have the chance to just move.
No, I'm looking up deaf people fucking with mittens on.
Because their hands are cold.
I don't see anybody fucking with mittens on. Just
Well, maybe you haven't found any deaf people yet.
yeah. Well, how do you know? How can you tell the difference? How can you tell the way a deaf
They're
person
not wearing
looks?
mittens.
Yeah, this is wild.
The videos in Braille. That's how.
That's blind.
Oh shit. Uh,
That's a banger. topic
anyways,
right
you
there.
know what time it is. It's time
I
for
wonder if
the.
blind people can read nipples like palm readers can read hands.
Oh god.
Read the braille.
It is now time for Brado's Three Big Things, brought to you by Merkley and Sons.
The month of giving thanks is upon us, and so is one of our favorite holidays, Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving, consider stopping by Merkley and Sons to see what they have to offer. We promise you won't find a butterball in their shop. Whether it's one of their famous smoked turkeys or turkey rolls, you can't go wrong. If you're looking to go away from turkeys, well, you know the fellas over there at Merkley and Sons, they've got you covered on that too.
All right, here we go. Elon Musk, Tesla shareholders voted to give CEO Elon Musk a potential $1 trillion pay package. That's equivalent to $270 million a day over the next 10 years, dwarfing any other executive pay package in history. It would make Musk already the world's richest person, the world's first trillionaire. From Brado, wow, not a bad day's work, huh, Dutchman? Okay, so if money wasn't a thought for the Dutchman, what are you doing? Still working, playing golf every day, traveling nonstop.
If money was not an option, none of you folks would work. We would travel a lot, but we would podcast every day, but we'd pay people to do the shit that's really a pain in the ass about this. We'd drink a lot more. But I think I could afford us all to get like Fram livers.
Fram livers. I prefer Wicks.
Me too.
At Toys Auto Parts, where the
Where
best part is you.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, if God damn. I guarantee you one thing, I'd have a fucking badass bass boat.
Justine would love that
To
sitting in the
park
front
She
yard.
would go. She would go. She would go. We would bulldoze the house that we have now to the ground and build a really nice 4-bedroom with an office with a big old living room.
What do you need the office for if you ain't gonna go to work?
Justine may
I mean,
still
she's
want to
still
work.
yeah, continuing education, a reading study. Just because we're loaded doesn't mean we're going to instantly turn into dumbasses. Like, we still have to be sharp and smart.
Mm.
You know, our kids still have to get their education and everything so they don't become dumb, rich kids.
Real candid.
Fuck off. But anyway, yeah, but I would buy my mama a car, spend the rest
My
of
mama Benz.
spend the rest of the money on PCP. But no, I would definitely definitely build a big house. I would pay off any debt that my parents or grandparents, you know, whoever. I mean, I would be very generous with it, I believe, in the beginning.
I would bring back the gladiators. Fights to the death.
Whoa, you want to know something? I saw a news article today that Italian prosecutors or officials are alleging that in the 1990s in Sarajevo that there was actually human hunting safaris. Well, they
Yeah,
had
have you
their
never heard of
conflict going on.
Have you never heard of the
pest?
most dangerous game?
Yeah, hunting humans, but like I thought it was just a fictional piece.
Would you ever hunt a human?
What was the movie with? It was Bruce Willis
No.
in the movie.
What if they were all pedophiles?
Yeah.
Maybe they should do that. Maybe they should, like, instead of the death penalty, they should just do like a bunch of dudes on death
You say
row.
death or deaf?
Death.
Give him
Bunch of deaf fucks in mittens, like a big
hell yeah, just
orgy.
free range pedo hunting. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I don't want to sound all weird, but like if you had a bunch of death row dudes and you just like we could buy an island, kind of like the Most Dangerous Game, and just like put weapons caches here and there, and just turn them loose and see what happens.
Isn't that like the?
But I mean, the
plot
guy-
of Hunger Games.
The guy that doesn't, I
you
mean,
ever see The Pest with John Leguizamo? But it was about that same story, but it was a comedy because it had John Leguizamo.
I don't believe so. No,
Who knows John Leguizamo?
He played the clown in the Spawn movie way back in the day. He played Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers.
It's Luigi.
90s. He's I think he's the voice of the sloth, maybe in Ice Age.
Oh, I like the sloth in Ice Age. How I would spend that kind of money, I would have probably my 4 favorite places for each season of the year.
I would
So-
buy a giraffe too.
Were you gonna? I guess money's not an option, so you just build another smoker's lounge, but a taller version.
No, it's gonna stay outside. It's not gonna be a house giraffe. It's gonna be an outside giraffe.
You think giraffes would tolerate the winter?
That or we'd have some really long fucking neck steaks. I don't know.
Oh
What the
shoot!
best part of giraffe to eat is? I bet it's the neck.
No, I bet that's hard because they fight with them.
I bet that's your favorite part to eat of the turkey too, isn't it? Fucking queer.
Oh, Dave's gonna be busy this episode. Rockefeller Center Christmas tree arrives in New York City. This year's 75-foot tall Christmas tree was hoisted aloft at its new home in New York City on Saturday. With its arrival, Manhattan is officially spruced up for the holidays. Okay, Dutchman, settle this once and for all. How early is too early to put up the Christmas tree?
Not if you put it,
Apparently not November 6th.
if you put it up before Thanksgiving, you're a communist.
Well, I'm surprised that
you,
New York.
I'm the least communist person you ever meet.
I just hate when people rush into it. Like, I mean, it's okay if you do, but like,
Well, it's not okay to do if you're a communist.
I recant my statement. You're not a communist, but like, I don't know. Ours is not up, but I don't know. It's not because of, it's just because we don't put it up before Thanksgiving. I don't know. Just, we don't.
There's a lot of work that goes into decorating a house for Christmas, and if you wait till Thanksgiving to start, it's like you do all that work and you just got to take it down right away.
Dave, there's literally like a whole month that it stays up.
It takes like 2 weeks to get it all up.
No.
We'll probably let ours up till what, Valentine's Day?
We take ours down after New Year's Day, I think. There's some old tradition or lore with that.
Wow.
It's the 6th or the 7th. Yeah. So I don't know, Brado.
6 or the 7th.
Hey, that's going to be terrible. Like for basketball this year, crowds are going to go wild when a team hits 67. But anyways, Brado, some people would say it's never too early. That's why you see Christmas candy in CVS as soon as Halloween's over.
Christmas candy.
What kind?
Like the old fashioned
Whorehound?
candies? No. They're like different colors. Some are
Cherry lozenges.
no.
I know what you're talking about.
Like
Do you
the
ever
stuff
get
that
on the
sits in glass
TikTok
dish.
where they show the guys that make them by hand?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She brought them to me last night. I was reading my book in bed, and I probably ate a quarter of the can just sitting there reading. I had my teeth all stuck together from all the hard candies I was eating.
Did you brush them dishes when you got done?
No, I brushed them this morning.
Oh, that's safe. That's good.
Weird.
Slot bowl struggles. 3 fast casual giants, Cava, Chipotle, and Sweet Green, are feeling the heat as younger diners rethink their lunch budgets. Many are brown bagging it or chasing deep discounts at traditional fast food chains. Are the Dutchmen brown baggers for lunch, or do you typically spend money for your midday meal?
I would say I typically spend money because I normally don't eat lunch. Very seldom will I take a lunch in. But a couple times a month, I try to go out and get sushi or something with Clyde.
Good old Clyde. I like almost the identical boat there with you, Dave. I think there's like 2 days a week where our office goes out to lunch together. It's usually Tuesday, Thursdays. So usually Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I'm lifting. I'm in the gym over lunch and then shower, go back to the office. So I really don't dabble in lunch too much anymore. When I was in private practice, there was a group of attorneys that got together for lunch every day. And that was a lot of fun because you learned some things, you caught up on some things. It was a nice thing as a young attorney. But like that was, an everyday occurrence. So I like having lunch. I like going out for lunch because you're able to get everybody together and go and do that. But certainly see where the cost racks up very fast. But yeah, usually not taking anything.
I'm white pouching it for lunch most days.
Yep, there you go. Big fella?
So I'm usually a brown bagger. I try my best to be a brown bagger because, on a blue collar salary.
Yeah, because Dave and I are white collars, rich as fuck.
Because on a blue collar salary, when you're going to, Arby's, Wendy's, Dairy Queen, McDonald's, Subway,
dropping 20 for lunch.
I mean,
for sure every day.
you're north of $13-$14, try to get a combo meal and a soda, you know what I mean? So I try to cook as much for the meal to where I can have at least a serving for lunch the next day. But yeah, there's times where you get burnt out. A guy can only eat chili so many days in a row where you run up to the burger joint and get you a sandwich or something.
Last week, Clyde and I decided to skip sushi. Went to the super buffet.
Can I ask a question? Clarifying question?
Sure.
Which day of the week do you go get sushi?
It's never the same day of the week. Mainly, never Mondays because they're closed on Mondays. But it's just kind of whatever.
So you really roll the dice. So the story up in the valley is no sushi until at least Thursday, because that's when the fish shipment comes in.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is really based on who's got meetings when, and where, because we like to go to lunch at 11. So if you got something at 11, you just don't go to lunch that day.
Okay.
But the buffet has gone up. It's like $10.45 for the buffet with a water now. It used to be like $8.
Where's that at?
Super buffet there in the Walmart Plaza.
Oh,
Really good buffet. They got sushi there too, and I tried that out. I had the same thought when I tried it, but I didn't die. I'll take one while you're in there.
I'll take one while you're in there.
Yeah, I'll take one while you're in there.
Gonna have to get in there deep.
Yeah, every
your
once
bits
speaking of buffet, every now and then we'll hit up the Gaslight Pizza and Grill. They got a really nice pizza
haven't
buffet
had
on
a
Fridays
pizza
for
buffet
lunch, and it's
since-
pretty affordable. It's like $12 or $13 with a water or a soda.
That's what
And it's literally you could eat yourself stupid in there.
that's what Chicago's up in the valley. It's $12 including the drink, and they got salad. I love.
Me too.
Listen,
Me too.
a good old salad bar
So last night,
is like it's a lost art because of COVID, and our local. I love our Holland
smells
Legion.
stink bug real bad.
Me too.
I love our Holland Legion, but they took the salad bar away, and I just hate it because
We
love
were
a
on the
good
fence
salad
last
bar.
night whether we were going to go to B&B or if we were going to go to the Schnitz.
Yep.
And the prime rib sold me. But that's probably one of the big things that I look forward to is a restaurant with a salad bar because I am God bless. I'm in. I love a salad bar. Me
Now,
too.
Pizza buffets I ain't been to in ages. And the two places I would go is shut down. My least favorite, but it was there. And everybody talked good about it, but the Mill House had one. I'm not a big fan of the pizza. Wasn't. They're not there anymore. But then the other one now is like called La Ventrululis or something. It's down there next to the library. It's a Cajun
Oh, it's got a
joint now.
it's got a crawfish on the side.
Right, but it
yes.
used to be a pizza place.
Trayvon's.
Trayvon's now.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Justine, I just call it Trayvon's.
Okay, so that used to be a pizza place.
joint, yeah.
They had a pizza buffet with a salad bar, and that was top freaking notch.
Yeah. Big fan of a salad bar at a pizza joint.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
yeah.
Hey, Brado, thank you for your work and effort. We appreciate it. Of course, the boys over there at Merkley and Sons, we appreciate you guys. It is now time for one more trip down the table. for some final thoughts, and those are brought to you by Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair.
The weather has turned to the beautiful fall that southern Indiana can provide. The weather will continue to turn to the bitter cold that southern Indiana can also provide. If you find yourself in need of updating your furnace or needing that furnace maintained or repaired, give our buddy Todd Hayes at Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair a call. Todd is a trusted provider and can provide the attention and response needed if you find yourself in a crisis with your furnace this fall and winter. Give Todd a call today.
All right, Brother Dave.
The saga continues. Brother Mace came over and really helped out today and looked like Casper when he left here, cutting my concrete out for the shitter. So the concrete's cut. Hopefully we'll jackhammer tomorrow or the next day. Then I'll get in touch with Brother Love and our friends over there and get the septic put in, water lines run. Then I can finish the bathroom, finish the kitchen. Stovepipe for the CGI fireplace is supposed to come in on the 17th.
What is that?
That's the indoor stovepipe, but the outdoor stovepipe
Oh,
had to be returned.
oh, that's right. We looked at it.
And so I think we are on track to have everything done. I mean, it's going to be a push, but I think we're going to have everything done for the
For the Smokers Lounge Thanksgiving Eve soiree.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited, guys.
Yeah,
Ready
as
to
you
have
should
this
be.
one behind me.
As you should be. Big fella.
I don't have anything super prolific, but like I said, when this comes out, it'll be the what day?
21st.
So we'll be balls deep into deer season. But when you're listening,
No, it'll be the 28th. We recorded the 21st last week. We did 2.
yeah,
This will come out Thanksgiving.
Oh, we're not in as bad shape as I thought we were.
told you.
Yeah.
I still got to get one posted for the 6th.
That's okay, but
This-
we'll figure that out later. But what I was saying is so we'll be this episode's coming out on the 28th, which will be the day after Thanksgiving. So you'll still be deer hunting at that point. There's still a lot of season left, and I'll take this moment to just do a little safety contact. Make sure you know what you're shooting at. Make sure you know what's behind your target. Make sure somebody knows where you are. And make sure you always know which way your muzzle's pointing. And the third thing and fifth thing and final thing, keep your stick on the ice, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
And wear your harness if you're in a tree,
Amen.
because that's never good. And pull your gun up unloaded with a rope pulley. Don't try to climb up with it, because you don't want that happening.
Right.
Yeah. Big thank you, of course, to Krieg Insurance, Lights by Logan. All you got to do is drive by Smoker Hill. You can see that quality of work. House looks great. Rugged Foot up there on 4th Street. Merkley and Sons, and of course, Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair for their support this month. Since this is the Friday after Thanksgiving, I want my final thoughts to be a little group effort. We have a tradition in the Lindemann household. We go around the table and we all say one thing that we're thankful for. And so, Brother Dave, what are you thankful for?
Quality neighbors. I've made a lot of progress in 7 weeks out here in the lounge, and couldn't have done it by myself and my wife.
And my kids, and my dogs, and my cat, P. Kitty. P. Kitty made us like
In Dr.
30 cents.
I am thankful for health, happiness, and the undying love that I have for my wife.
Oh, those embers burn hot.
My God.
I bet you guys got a pair of
Right in the
mittens in your
the
guys'
loins.
bedroom.
It's me in my loins.
It's
No,
in my lawn.
it's just another year around the moon or the sun or whatever the
Oh,
fuck
really?
we call it. Yeah.
Gonna challenge.
Yeah, but no, happy for everything. Everything keeps going well. Everything's just fucking peachy. But yeah, I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for family. And just thankful for the place we live in and the place we call home.
Yeah, I am thankful for obviously my father, my brothers. Janelle is a wonderful wife and mother and daughter, and how, I've ended up to be this lucky to be married to a smoking hot blonde with long legs and a pretty smile. I don't know. God's,
That's either.
yeah. Probably my charming personality, my quick wit. Obviously thankful for my kids. We're all, knock on wood, everybody's healthy. But yeah, kind of just in general, very thankful for the health and happiness in our household, the fact that we're able to do what we do. And of course, all of you in Wonderland, because we do this more or less for us to be able to get together and hang out, but we also do it because, there's an impact. There's people going through a little dark time, or there's somebody going through something and they just need a laugh and away from the politics and the sadness of the world. And they listen to three dumbasses talk about, deaf people having mittens instead of ball gags, or, we get deep historical questions, or, we just get off the rails on things, and that's what makes it special. But that's what we're thankful for. And before we do go, because this individual has emailed us twice, and he should get a little credit here, little shine. But we got an email from John. John had reached out once before and actually provided some real criticism, other than constructive criticism, other than, hey, you guys are fat, way back when. But John wanted to congratulate us on season 4. Started listening about 2.5 years ago. It's continued to. He was originally from Northwest Indiana, but he's down in Arizona now. So be careful with the snakes, the rattlesnakes, and the scorpions out there. But he's got a topic for us, and I didn't know if we just wanted to do it real quick.
Sure. It's
a little uncalled for, but John came in there, and John, we appreciate it. If you do get back into Southern Indiana, he talked about making the pilgrimage to Holland Fest, the barbecue competition.
Hell yeah.
You'll have a hell of a time. Just come on out, brother. We'll make it work. You can sleep in the cabin. It would be great if you had a CPAP. If you don't have a CPAP, that's okay. We can.
I don't wear mine.
You wear
No,
Brothers Dave CPAP. But here was John's question, and this is special. This is unusual. But John had a topic for us. I don't believe it has come up, but how do you guys feel about data centers? A number of them of being built or proposed in Indiana and throughout the country. How would you feel if one was proposed in Holland? Just wondering what your thoughts were on this. So what he's talking about, data centers, for those of you that don't know. So with all this AI and all this other stuff, you have the likes of Facebook, Amazon, these other big tech companies are buying up massive parcels of ground and literally building massive buildings that are full of servers that just store data. And I think actually, friend of the program, Overboard, brother
Alan or
Alan,
Derek?
it's Alan, because he's an electrician, he's a former lineman, is working on one down in Jeffersonville, and I think that's a Facebook project maybe, but down by Jeffersonville where they're building it. But the things that have come up with these data centers is their drain on the power grid for these kind of things. So a lot of people think they're great. They only actually employ about 5 or 6 people when they're finally built. But they take up massive amounts of public utilities. They also are probably very tricky for fire departments and other people if those things were going to. And I think in those data centers, there's also a lot of confidential information stored where if one of them was ever overran, somebody could upload and take something. But what do you guys think?
I think that I imagine it depends on how the contracts worked out. The biggest concern is the amount of energy it takes to run one. Just they're huge power suck, obviously, as you said. But I think it could be leveraged if you're in a place like where we're at here. Not that I'd want to see one in the backyard, but if you're at a place with a dated power grid, chances are you're not going to get it there anyway because of that.
Yeah.
But you could have opportunities to saddle somebody else with the bill to have some much needed updates to your neck of the woods to supply the power to said data centers.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be so much worried about data breaches. Those data centers are built like for Facebook, specific for whatever it is. It's not like since they're on your grid, they're tapping into your house necessarily and figuring out what kind of mittens you like.
Well, I was just thinking about like Mission Impossible style. Somebody knows that this individual's data is stored in Building 3, Server 2.
And I don't think the data is stored that way. I think the biggest thing there is an environmental impact issue if there were to be a fire, but most of those there's enough on the line that they want to try to negate that complete loss from happening. And I think that the only thing that would happen from it is just the amount of semiconductors and material burning, and then all that's in the air. I don't think it's anything different than would be in a typical house fire. Maybe less asbestos depending on where you're at. But so I don't know. Because I do got to stick. I know it's a real touchy conversation around here with everything we got going on. But one thing I love about our neighborhood is I don't have to ask anybody permission to do anything here. Within reason. I don't need permits. I didn't need permits to put these on the wall. Didn't need permits when we did our addition. Everything had to be to code, but I didn't have to get sign off. I know over neighboring city Jasper, a guy I used to work with really wanted to put a shop up, small pole barn garage. My in-laws, I think, had to get approval from the city to do it because of the zoning and the regulations, and they had to get signatures from the neighbors, and there was rules. It has to be matched to your house by this much. I couldn't live like that. Like if we got the meth kettle. Everybody hears us talk about it. There's a 7-foot diameter fire pit that you can throw a Volkswagen in if you wanted to. Now I'm responsible if that Volkswagen catches a neighbor's house on fire, and I'll own up to it. But I don't need anybody's permission to do it, and I won't ask anybody's permission to do it. And with that being said, if somebody has 400, 500, 600 acres, their family stopped farming generations ago, and they've just got it. They've been land leasing it, and they say, you know what we can do? I'd rather lease this off to this data center, and when they're done in 90 years, they'll put it back to the way it is today. It's still in the family. It's still land. And then I'm going to, it's sucked to have it across the street. But again, I can't want my freedom to do what I want and then not respect somebody else's freedom to do what they want.
And I think that's the tricky part where you say, I don't have a problem with somebody doing it, but I don't want it across the street from me.
Right. I think that's the catch-22. Like, I'd hate it across the road. I'd be pissed. Like when Mid-States Corridor didn't want anything to do with it. Like, oh man, they're going to ruin my view because there was a time very early that it could have been visible from the yard here. Was one of the proposed routes. Yeah.
But
when I got thinking about it, all right, well, they came through and was going to come through my yard and they're going to pay me, $4 to the penny on what it was worth. Well, shit, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. What about you, big fella? Any thoughts?
I have no input. I don't even know what a data center is, but yeah, I'm kind of on Dave's train too. Like, don't tell me what I can or can't do with the property that I own. So I don't know.
I get that. I get that part, but part of living in the country is being able to see the beauty of the country. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what has been stirred up a lot with the recent developments, south of Southridge High School. But the problem of it is that train's left the station. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And you have a lot of counties that do have zoning ordinances. And I don't know if you were going to go to a county level.
We do not.
But if you were going to go to a county level, I think it wouldn't be as strict as what it is in the city. I mean, it would be a lot of these different things. But, for instance, talking of the touchy subject, that could have all been done in the dark of night, and then all of a sudden there's construction started and nobody has, because there's an implication that if there were one of these things and you got to evacuate 2 daycare centers, a school, all that other stuff, like that's something that needs to be discussed out in the open. I think that's what a lot of people's feelings are.
100% agree with that.
Is a lot of these deals are done in a table with just a couple people, and then it starts and then people figure it out. The data center thing, kind of to Dave's point, I wouldn't want it to have like in my backyard, and I wouldn't want it to happen because it changes. Because if I wanted to see that shit, I'd just live in the town of Huntingburg or Holland.
Right.
And I don't want to. I want trees. I want green space. Like that's why I live in the country. But it's their land. They can do whatever they want with it too. You got to pee, don't you?
Bad.
Not gonna do it.
Okay.
Not gonna do it.
Wedding day bread.
Yeah. John, we appreciate it, buddy. We thank you for listening, being a big fan of the show. And if you ever are in the neighborhood, stop on by. And with that, from all of us here, we wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you've got all your fingers left over and you not cut anything and you're diving into those leftovers.
Merry Christmas.
Be good, be thankful. As soon as this airs, put your Christmas shit up. Enjoy the holidays. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Dutchman out.